Today, my brother apologized on behalf of his fiancée. She looks down on me because I don't have a college degree. It bothers me. But I didn't want to dislike someone who will soon be family. I hoped that with time, we might understand each other better. But that day never came. My name is Emily. I'm 34 years old and I live with my dad. I run a bakery business with my mom. We don't have many locations yet, but we're in a transit center and business is picking up, so life is busy. One day, my brother, who is 2 years older than me, suddenly announced his engagement. I was surprised because I never knew him to date anyone. I was excited to meet his fiancée. My brother is kind-hearted and rarely gets angry, so I assumed she must be a kind person too. However, when she came to our family meeting, she was nothing like I had imagined. Wow, this house is huge. What's it worth? Olivia, my brother's fiancée, asked upon meeting us. I was shocked that she'd ask about the value of the house right away. Our family home is spacious and nearly renovated. I'd love to live here after the wedding, she continued. I started to say that I didn't know about living together, but my mom cut me off, saying we'd discuss it later. Then my mom asked Olivia how she and my brother met. Olivia replied that they met at a bakery and fell in love at first sight. Olivia got my brother's contact information right away because he usually works at the headquarters. The conversation flowed between Olivia, Dad, and Mom, but I couldn't stand her tone. Which university did you graduate from, Emily? She asked me out of the blue. Olivia boasted about her time studying abroad during college and now working at a tourist spot catering to international visitors. When asked about my education, I honestly said I never went to college. I wanted to start working as soon as possible. I explained before Olivia interrupted loudly. What, you dropped out? She covered her mouth and exaggerated her reaction. Emily is hardworking. I look up to her even now. My brother tried to defend me, but Olivia cut him off again. Didn't you have trouble finding a job because you dropped out? Olivia asked with a condescending tone. Annoyed by Olivia's attitude, I snapped, admitting I had a period of unstable employment. Olivia burst into laughter. So, you're still just a bakery worker because you dropped out, right? My brother sternly warned her, don't mock my sister. What matters is who you are, not your education. I was glad my brother stood up for me. Olivia seemed to sulk after being scolded. She avoided eye contact with me. As we were about to say our goodbyes, I accidentally bumped into Olivia returning from the restroom. Feeling awkward, I tried to pass quickly when I heard her sigh dramatically. People like you who drop out are just in the way. Please leave our nice home. Her voice, once sugary sweet, had turned cold. Stunned by her transformation, I was at a loss for words. Olivia continued, you have no education. You are 34, single, and still living with your parents. Don't come to the wedding. It could be embarrassing. Her words were so shocking that I was left speechless. I wondered if I should tell my parents and brother about Olivia's harsh words. However, my parents were overjoyed to have a lovely daughter-in-law. Even if I told them now, they might not believe me. They might think I'm lying because I'm bitter about being mocked for my lack of education. After all, they were strongly against my decision not to go to college. I've always been considered the odd one out and struggled with group settings. The idea of being commanded by teachers to do the same things as everyone else was unbearable. During career counseling, both my parents and teachers told me that no one would hire a dropout. When no one hires me, I'll start my own company, I declared, leaving my parents speechless. My brother was the only one who supported me. Despite our parents' strong objections, my brother thought it suited my personality not to work for someone else. He advised me not to rely on Mom and Dad for startup money and to study business management. After finishing middle school, I took various temp jobs from retail to manufacturing, saving up for my business. On my days off, I hit the library to study business management on my own. Years later, while temping at a bakery, I had a fateful encounter. When I told the owner about my business aspirations, he took me seriously and taught me the ropes of bread making. By my mid-20s, I had saved enough to open a small bakery. I found joy in running the business and noticed customer preferences varied by location and time of day. Sandwiches sold well near transit centers in the morning, while loaves and kid-friendly bread were popular in residential areas. Analyzing customer trends and succeeding in business was rewarding. I started planning one store after another, and now I am the president of several stores. My biggest supporter has always been my brother. He even quit his sales job at a food company to join my business. It's promising with a hard-working entrepreneur like Emily, he said. He genuinely believed in my potential, and thanks to his efforts, the number of stores and employees have increased. Despite Olivia's hostility towards me, she's normal with my brother and parents. Just because she mocks my education doesn't mean she is a bad person. I thought that with time, her views might change. I decided to think positively about my relationship with Olivia, so I kept quiet about her harsh words for now. My biggest supporter has always been my brother. He even quit his sales job at a food company to join my business. It's promising with a hard-working entrepreneur like Emily, he said. He genuinely believed in my potential, and thanks to his efforts, the number of stores and employees have increased. Despite Olivia's hostility towards me, she's normal with my brother and parents. Just because she mocks my education doesn't mean she is a bad person. I thought that with time, her views might change. I decided to think positively about my relationship with Olivia, so I kept quiet about her harsh words for now. As I was contemplating this, my brother called to apologize for what happened earlier. I'm sorry for what happened today. I'll tell Olivia that you're the CEO of our company. That should change her attitude, he said. I asked him to keep it a secret, fearing it might make her uncomfortable, and he agreed to stay quiet for a while. I wanted to face Olivia without the baggage of education or status. If my brother loved her, I thought we would understand each other someday. However, I later realized that was an illusion. They registered their marriage and started preparing for the wedding. Occasionally, my brother would bring Olivia to meet our parents. I greeted her warmly despite feeling tense. She'd smile in front of my brother and parents, but when we were alone, she'd hurl insults. Why did you get married? You can't even do that. This mansion will be mine. You're in the way, so leave. She'd whisper so no one else could hear. Still, I refrained from arguing, hoping to understand the woman my brother loved. But Olivia's hurtful words left me feeling down. Before I knew it, even at work, I found myself sighing heavily when I thought about her visits. I should be excited about the upcoming wedding this weekend, but I can't be. I hate myself for it. I can't tell my brother, who's already legally married, to call off the wedding. The one who noticed my troubled state and reached out was a female coworker who usually worked at the store, but was at the headquarters today for some reason. Do you know the rumors about your brother, the boss? It's been the talk among the employees, she mentioned. When she mentioned rumors, I had no idea what she was talking about. My brother has a good reputation for being serious both inside and outside the company. Could he be disliked at the store? Your brother's reputation is great, but his fiancée? She hesitated. I was shocked to hear the content of the rumor. Wait, is that rumor true? I couldn't help but ask. I don't know if it's true, but everyone's talking about it, she replied. So I decided to make a call to find out the truth about the rumors I heard. As the weekend approached, my brother and Olivia's wedding took place. I was told not to come, but of course, I'm his sister, so I had to be there. Olivia, who had been all smiles and smart appearances, seemed to be in a great mood. Seeing my brother's smile in ignorance made my heart ache. I was boiling with anger, remembering the rumor I heard the other day. I wonder how long you can keep smiling, I muttered, looking at Olivia's smiling face. After the reception, I had to head to the bride and groom's waiting room. When I knocked on the door, Olivia's voice answered from inside. Entering the room, I realized my brother was nowhere to be found. Olivia, upon seeing me, clearly showed her disdain. What are you doing here? The cheerful bride from moments ago now had a frown. I said nothing and moved closer. What are you doing? Don't come near me, you loser. If he stays married to someone like you, My brother will never be happy. Why don't you just leave? Olivia was furious at my presence, brazenly insulting me and talking about cutting ties. I gave a small laugh and looked into Olivia's eyes. You are having an affair with another man, yet you act so high and mighty. Olivia's face stiffened for a moment, but she maintained her defiant attitude. I don't know what you're talking about. Get out. Olivia tried to forcibly remove me from the room. Just then, my brother burst into the room, his face red with anger, and shouted, "The one who should leave is you both." Olivia and I were stunned by my usually mild-mannered brother's yelling. I heard everything from outside. What's this about an affair? And how dare you talk to my sister like that? Olivia, unaware that my brother had been listening, looked pale as a ghost. It's not what you think. Tears filled her eyes. As I was contemplating the situation, I decided to make a call to find out the truth about the rumors I heard. Meanwhile, the weekend arrived, and my brother and Olivia's wedding took place. Despite being told not to come, I attended because, after all, I'm his sister. Olivia, who had been all smiles and sophistication, appeared to be in a great mood. Seeing my brother's oblivious smile made my heart ache with anger over the rumor I had heard. I wonder how long you can keep smiling, I muttered, looking at Olivia's cheerful face. After the reception, I went to the waiting room for the bride and groom. Knocking on the door, I heard Olivia's voice answer from inside. As I entered, I realized my brother was nowhere to be found. Olivia's expression changed to one of disdain upon seeing me. What are you doing here? The cheerful bride from moments ago now frowned. I moved closer without saying a word. Don't come near me, you loser. If my brother stays married to someone like you, he'll never be happy. Why don't you just leave? Olivia was furious, hurling insults and talking about cutting ties. I chuckled slightly and met her gaze. You're having an affair with another man, yet you act so high and mighty. Olivia's face momentarily stiffened, but she quickly regained her composure. I don't know what you're talking about. Get out. Olivia tried to force me out of the room. Suddenly, my brother burst into the room, his face flushed with anger. Both of you should leave. Olivia and I were stunned by his uncharacteristic outburst. I heard everything from outside. What's this about an affair? And how dare you talk to my sister like that? Unaware that my brother had been listening, Olivia looked pale and stammered, "It's not what you think," tears welling in her eyes. I pulled out documents and photos, laying them on the table. The pictures showed Olivia hugging a man who wasn't my brother in public. My brother looked speechless. He probably never suspected his wife was cheating on him. He's just a close friend. Olivia tried to explain, but it was clearly unbelievable. I revealed that I had hired a private investigator. It seems you meet this close friend quite often, even inviting him to your home late at night. My brother pressed her for an explanation, but Olivia remained silent, realizing she had no more excuses. Fed up with her attitude, my brother said, "I never thought you'd be like this. Let's get a divorce." Olivia, shocked by the sudden demand for divorce right after the wedding, started to panic. How can we divorce now? What will I tell everyone? Just say you were caught cheating and had to divorce. I'll hand all the evidence to my brother, so make sure to pay the alimony in the divorce trial. Olivia, trembling with rage, yelled at me, "There's no way someone like you could afford a private investigator. You've been stalking me, haven't you? If I had that much free time, I'd rather be working. You see, I'm the CEO of the company, the same company where your husband, my brother, works. I finally revealed my true identity." "That's a lie. You're just a part-time worker living off your parents," Olivia scoffed. "No, that's your misconception. I wanted to face you without any preconceptions about educational background or status. I thought maybe we could understand each other someday, since you're the woman my brother loves. That's why I asked my brother not to tell you that I'm the CEO. Olivia looked incredulous and turned to my brother, who nodded. "So, you're saying you're the one paying John's salary? You built this mansion?" Olivia's eyes widened, her mouth opening and closing in disbelief. An employee tipped me off about rumors regarding my brother's fiancée cozying up to an unknown man. No one wanted to tell my brother directly, so he never noticed. I don't mind spending money on a private investigator if it helps my brother see the truth. Olivia seemed overwhelmed by the flood of information. I decided to leave the rest to my brother. I had hoped that we could understand each other someday, but what a waste of time. As a wife, shouldn't you at least remember the name of your husband's company's CEO? Not that it matters now that you're getting a divorce. With a scornful remark, I left the room. A few days later, my brother, who had decided to divorce, reported it to Mom and Dad. They questioned him, asking why. He told them about Olivia's problematic behavior and her affair. Dad and Mom were slow to believe him, only knowing the act Olivia had been putting on. However, a few days later, an event occurred that made them believe my brother. Late at night, the doorbell rang. When we opened the door at such an hour, there stood Olivia. "It's your fault John left me," she yelled, lunging at me. Dad quickly restrained Olivia, but her verbal abuse towards me continued. "What CEO? You have no education and no man in your life. You're pathetic." Dad and Mom were stunned by Olivia's true colors. Now they must have a clear understanding of her real character. Mom called Olivia's parents and asked them to come pick her up. When she told them about the verbal abuse and the affair, Olivia's parents, who knew nothing about it, deeply apologized. Olivia was also forced to apologize and broke down crying in frustration. "Please never show your face here again," I said, and she was dragged away by her parents. My brother filed for divorce using the evidence of the affair I had gathered and claimed alimony, not only from Olivia, but also from the man she was involved with. He managed to secure about $30,000 in total. He gave me a portion of the alimony, saying it was for the trouble I had gone through, and the money spent on the private investigator. Rumors spread that Olivia was caught cheating and got divorced, and it seems she is now receiving cold shoulders from her friends. I heard from a gossip-loving employee that Olivia has become a recluse since losing her friends. My brother was feeling down, saying he's had enough of women, but I'm sure my sincere and kind brother will meet someone good someday. Wishing for my brother's happiness, I continue to work hard to grow the company.